Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Asatoma Saragame Tamasoma Jyotiragame Mritro Amritam Game. O Lord, may you lead us from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, and from mortality to immortality. Hari Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om.
Hari Om. Awesome.
Chapter 1, Verse 7. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tannibodha dvijotama nayaka mama sainyasya samjartan tanram vimiti. Bhavan Bhimascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitpinjayam Ashwatthama Vikarnascha Somadatistateva cha Anye cha Bhavasa Suraha Mar'ate Tyakta Jivita Nana Sastra Praharannaha Sarve Yutta Visharada. Aparyaptam tat asmakam balam Bhishma birakshitam paryaptam tvi idam etasam balam bhima birakshitam.
Okay.
My meanings. O best of the Brahmanas, for your information, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. There are personalities like yourself, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwatthama, Karna, and the son of Samadatta, called Burisvasa, Burisrava, who are always victorious. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. Our strength is immeasurable, and we are perfectly protected by the grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. You can say your meanings, your translation.
So, Shloka 7. Best of Brahmins, you must understand the leaders on your side as well. For your information, I am telling you about the commanders of my army. You and Dronacharya, grandfather Bhishma, Karna, the war victorious Kripacharya, as well as Ashwatthama, Vikarna, and Somadatta's son Burisrava. And there are many other valiant warriors who have given up hope of life for my sake. All of them are equipped with various kinds of weapons, and are skilled in warfare. Our army, protected by grandfather Bhishma, is invincible in every way, and this army of these people, protected by Bhima, is easy to defeat. Okay, so your explanation for Shloka 7?
Duryodhana. Oh, my Shloka 7 doesn't have a explanation. It only has a translation. O best of Brahmanas, for your information, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force.
And
so you could go on to 8.
Well, I have an explanation for 7. Do you want me to read that?
Yeah, you could.
This shloka describes the early days of the Mahabharata war. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the armies of the Kauravas and the Pandavas are standing face to face. In this shloka, Duryodhana, the son of Dhritarashtra, is introducing the brave warriors of his side to his guru, Dronacharya. Duryodhana is here telling Dronacharya about the distinguished warriors of his side so that Dronacharya can know their strengths and abilities and guide them properly. He also shows that the Kaurava army is not lacking in great warriors and they are ready for the war with full preparation. Thus, he asked Dronacharya to introduce his generals, which also shows his confidence and his belief in the power of his army. The shloka indicates that Duryodhana was keen to know how the strength and weaknesses of his army and organize them to ensure that he could win the war. It also reveals the strategic thinking of a king and the respect he has for his guru. So shloka 8, it says, You and Dronacharya, grandfather of Bhishma, Karna, the war victorious Kripacharya, as well as Ashwatthama, Vikarna, and Samata's son, Bhurishrav. And then I have an explanation, but do you want to read your translation?
Yes. There are personalities like yourself, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwatthama, Vikarna, and the son of Samadatta called Bhurishrav, who are always victorious in battle. I'm going to read my own translation. Duryodhana mentioned the exceptional heroes in the battle, all of whom are ever victorious. Vikarna is the brother of Duryodhana. Ashwatthama is the son of Dronacharya. Samodati or Bhirishvara is the son of the king of Balikas. Karna is a half-brother of Arjuna, as he was born of Kunti before her marriage with King Pandu. Kripacharya married the twin sister of Dronacharya.
In this shloka, Duryodhana is describing the great warriors in his army. He's reminding his commander, Dronacharya, how many powerful and experienced warriors he has in his army. Duryodhana wants Dronacharya to realize that he has a much bigger and powerful army than the Pandavas. Bhishma, grandfather of the Kauravas and a great warrior. His blessings and protection are extremely important for the Kauravas. Karna, a friend of Duryodhana and a great archer, famous for his martial arts and courage. Kripacharya, undefeated warrior in battle, who trained the Kaurava army along with Dronacharya. Ashwatthama, son of Dronacharya and a great warrior blessed with immortality. Vikarna, a son of Dhritarashtra and a prominent warrior of the Kauravas. Sumadati also is Bhurishrav, strong warrior and important member of the Kaurava side. By mentioning these great warriors, Dronacharya is reassuring Dronacharya that there is no dearth of strength and skill in his army. He wants Dronacharya to feel confident against the Pandavas.
Chapter 1, verse 9. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons and are all experienced in military science. As far as the others are concerned, like Jayadratha, Kritvavarma, Salya, etc., all are determined to lay down their lives for Duryodhana's sake. In other words, it is already concluded that all of them will die in the battle of Kurukshetra for joining the party of the sinful Duryodhana. Duryodhana was, of course, confident of his victory on account of the above mentioned combined strength of his friends.
You want to do your explanation too?
That was the explanation for the nine,
Okay.
verse 9.
So, um, I guess the English of the Sanskrit, it says, and there are many other valiant warriors who have given up hope of life for my sake. All of them are equipped with various kinds of weapons and are skilled in warfare. And the explanation is Duryodhana, son of Dhritarashtra, describes his army and says that many valiant warriors are participating in the war from his side. All these warriors are equipped with different types of weapons and are proficient in all the skills of war. Here are some important points. Duryodhana praises his army and calls his warriors valiant. This shows his arrogance and self-confidence. Taikatav, no, hold on. Takta Jivita means those who do not care for their lives. It shows the sacrifice and dedication of the warriors. Hold on.
Nanasastra
Nanas.
Praharanaha.
Okay, break that down for me so I can repeat it. Nanastrastra.
Pra
Pra.
Har
Har.
Anaha.
Anaha. Nanastastra Harananaha. Tells that the soldiers are equipped with different types of weapons. This shows that the Kauruva army is well prepared and equipped. The word Yudvisharada makes it clear that these warriors are skilled and experienced in the art of war. This shloka highlights the military capability and morale of the Kauruva side. Duryodhana has full faith in his army, but at the same time it also shows his arrogance and overconfidence, which will later lead to his downfall.
Verse 10. Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. Herein, an estimation of comparative strength is made by Duryodhana. He thinks that the strength of his armed forces is immeasurable, being specifically protected by the most experienced general, grandfather Bhishma. On the other hand, the forces of the Pandavas are limited, being protected by a less experienced general, Bhima, who is like a fig in the presence of Bhishma. Duryodhana was always envious of Bhima because he knew perfectly well that if he should die at all, he would only be killed by Bhima. But at the same time, he was confident of his victory on account of the presence of Bhishma, who was a far superior general. His conclusion that he would come out of the battle victorious was well ascertained.
Says Shloka 10. Our army, protected by grandfather Bhishma, is invincible in every way, and this army of these people, protected by Bhima, is easy to defeat. Explanation. In this shloka, Duryodhana is expressing his state of mind. He is comparing the Kauruva and Pandava armies. Duryodhana says that their Kauruva's army protected by Bhishma Pitama, which inadequate or incomplete. Duryodhana says their armies protected by Bhishma Pitama seems inadequate or incomplete. On the other hand, the Pandavas' army protected by Bhima seems fully capable and sufficient. The shloka highlights several important points. Psychology of Duryodhana. The shloka reveals the fear and uncertainty prevailing in Duryodhana's mind. He's considering his army to be weak, which shows his lack of self-confidence. Importance of leadership. Duryodhana is comparing the leadership of Bhishma and Bhima. This shows how important the role of leadership is in war. Effect of self-confidence. This statement of Duryodhana shows that not only military strength but also self-confidence and morale are important in war. Complexity of war. This shloka also makes it clear that war does not depend only on the number of soldiers, but also on the strategy, leadership, and morale. Conclusion. The shloka is an important depiction of Duryodhana's mental state at the beginning of the Mahabharata war. It shows how a leader's attitude can affect the entire war. Also, this shloka highlights the psychological aspects of war, which go hand in hand with physical warfare. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like what we discussed the previous time that we met with the strengths of each side,
Mm-hmm.
all the
And it comes.
explanations.
Mm-hmm. So I have here on psychological and emotional. Why does Duryodhana feel the need to list his commanders on Dronacharya when both of them already know who they are? So like we were
I
like, mm-hmm.
I feel like he's trying to instill fear, and also because of his egoistic qualities that he has. And you did mention before that in one of the explanation it shows his arrogance.
Mm-hmm. And so there's a question here. It says, how does the ego use pride in the listing of assets as a defensive mechanism when faced with a formidable challenge? So if we can apply that with ourselves, I have to say, like, for me, it's kind of like boasting yourself up, but not in a bad way. So how can we use ego in a good way, right?
Mm,
And it's kind of like we're students, you know,
yeah.
we're learners of life, right? But as a student, you know, it's kind of like when you know you've studied really hard and you know you've made the time to sleep and eat well and exercise as well as to prepare for your exams. You know, I think that to say you've done everything you can to succeed is not a bad thing, right?
Mm,
So it's not a negative side of ego for saying, okay, I did everything I could do and I'm doing great. And I think it's no different than like a professional sports player who has a really serious game and they've spent a lot of time practicing and working out and getting at the top of the game. So it's kind of like, where in our lives are we fighting these battles and how are we approaching them? So
mm,
somebody that might have the ability to retain information really well and not really have to study that hard. You know, do they have compassion to say to somebody that might struggle, like, let me help you or let me show you how I know what I know, right? Or are they like, oh, it comes easy for me, you know, and I don't have to worry about it because they're in their ego, you know? So I think, yeah, how would you like compare that?
how would I compare a good ego from a bad ego?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would use it as a motivational force, but to see that in myself, that's definitely it's part of my life, but I can't see that in somebody else. I know Bhagavad Gita talks about ego, that it's one of the sinful qualities, and to have too much of it. But for myself, I use it to an extent to where it's not harming my soul and not pulling me down to a non-spiritual level. So I'm using it for, I don't think I'm better than anybody because, let's say for example, I'm religious, because I know that there's something affecting them, and they, by the grace of God, they will be pulled to God. That's from a spiritual level. And it's the same thing for school. Everybody has their own timing in where they will learn. In the same way you would see light when it comes to God. So it all depends on timing and how you apply your ego to yourself. You have too much of it, you become arrogant. You have the middle level or a minimal level, you could be able to ascend.
Mhm. And what happens when you don't have enough? We have those friends who think they're not good at anything, or it's still an ego, right? It's still a part of
Mhm.
ourselves that talk
Mhm.
down to us. So
Mhm.
how do you talk to your friends, or do you have any friends, or do you know anybody that's that person where they're not good at anything, everything's bad for me, it's still
Mhm.
the way you think of yourself, right? It's no different than
Mhm.
thinking, oh, I'm okay and I did well, or oh, the arrogance part. So how would you handle or talk to somebody like that? What advice would you give or encouragement would you share?
Well, that's an everyday thing. You meet persons. Oh, I didn't try hard enough. You try to you focus on one good thing that they did, and you give them a motivational thought about it. You
Mm-hmm.
focus on the one good thing that they did, and you try to
Mm-hmm.
encourage them.
Mm-hmm. I find for myself that when I'm in that space of like if I'm disappointed in something, I have to look on what we call that is like that silver lining. So even though there
Mm.
might be a dark cloud over us, there is a silver lining. So it's just really looking for that one good thing for
Yeah,
sure.
and I think you should focus on what you're grateful for. So there's some days for me it's hard, like when I'm sick sometimes to even get out of bed, or sometimes your moods, because you're a woman, our hormones change. I'm in bed most of the time. I just focus on one good thing. Oh, I brushed my teeth this morning. That's an accomplishment. Some people don't
Mm-hmm.
have the privilege to do that. I got out
Mm-hmm.
of bed and I walked a bit. That's an
Mm-hmm.
accomplishment. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
be grateful for the little things that you do and be gentle on your body.
And it's very important to know, especially when we're aware, like, you're studying for the psychology stuff and with what I do is that mental health is so important, and people don't realize when somebody's feeling that bad, just personal hygiene is really important. And that could take a lot of effort from somebody to do. Because,
Yeah, yeah, it
with
does.
Yeah, and like with mental health, we can't see it. It's not like they broke a leg or broke an arm, so you know that they're pain and you have that compassion. So it's like when you can't see somebody suffering other than like they're not doing what we think is normal, um, then it's really kind of calling to come back into that your spiritual self of not judging because we don't know where the person is.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
I
So for go ahead.
I think when you're in health, like yourself, you learn to develop more compassion for people because you see how less fortunate others are, and you learn to be grateful for the little that you have.
Hmm. Yeah. And like you said, it's really when you're looking for things to be grateful for that allows you to have that capacity and space for other people. So for Shloka 8, it says here, why does he feel the need to Dronacharya, Dronahana, why does he feel the need to constantly name drop and surround himself with legends? And how does this reflect the difference between relying on external resources versus internal confidence?
Mm. I could only answer part of that question.
Mm-hmm.
Him, him, him listing like the shrines and his weapons and name dropping. It's similar to how we humans we behave. I have a big house. I have so many cars. I have this in the bank account. I have a gold chain. It's like that. You list material things and you do not focus on within yourself.
Yeah. You're exactly right. It's saying it's the illusion of strength and it's the illusion
Mhm.
of wealth, right? It says
Mhm.
Durahana believes that having the best warriors by his side makes him invincible, confusing the strength of his army with his own inner courage. And that would be like a true leader, right? And then it said hidden security by overcompensating, like you were saying, oh, I have a house, I have the car, I have this chain. By overcompensating and reassuring his teacher with a list of heroes, he indirectly reveals his internal anxiety and fear of losing. So that's a
Mhm.
good tool for just to know that somebody who's flaunting all of these things, it's kind of to know that on the inside they're lacking the strength and the courage. So that's really good.
Mm.
Okay, very good. Let's do number nine. And I have to say that I think like we have to be careful because within ourselves, it's kind of like we have to know where we stand. Because I've been with people that, and I feel like sometimes for myself, and I'm not, so let me get my thoughts here. When you graduate, when you finish your class and you have your piece of paper and your degree, you need to boast because it's not coming from arrogance. It's coming from a
Mm.
place of how much you've worked, how much you've
Mm-hmm.
sacrificed to get there, right? So
Yeah.
it's like you are shining on the inside of this accomplishment, right? And that's why I would say it's not like you're boasting, like it's not a bad thing to boast in that way. Does that make sense? Or like
Yeah.
even though, okay, so even if somebody has a beautiful home or a big home, I want to go back to that because we have to know the context of how the person's presenting the information as
Mm-hmm.
well as who the person is, right?
Mm.
Because if you have that family member who has been struggling to save and they've been working really, really hard to buy a big house and then they
Yeah.
have it and then they're proud of themselves and they're happy for themselves and they're grateful because they know they didn't do it by themselves, right? Because we always have the divine with us. That like to allow that person to have that and you join sharing in their happiness is
Mm-hmm.
completely different than somebody that's constantly talking about it or they you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
All
So
right.
Krishna he talks about illusion and stuff, but he also talks that he facilitates us with these material things, such as getting a degree, providing a house for you, providing a car for you. He facilitates us with these things, although they are material things and illusions. So it's how he also continues to say, and we're going to get to that verse, where you use these material stuff, these facilities that he's providing you with in order to reach him. So it's what you do with the material things in order to reach to God. So you could take your car, you could drive to the temple. That's use of your material things for reaching closer.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. How does Duryodhana's description of his unwavering, fearless army highlight his arrogance, and in what way does this contrast with his underlying psychological insecurity? I think we've really touched on
Mm-hmm.
that one.
Yep.
Oh, this is a go. So why did Duryodhana compare Bhishma to Bhima?
Mm-hmm.
Instead, yeah.
So Bhishma is on Duryodhana's side and Bhim is on Arjuna's side.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Let me get to my verse. Yeah, that's in verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Balam Bhishma Birakshitam Balam Bhima Birakshitam. So Balam Bhishma and Balam Bhima. Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhim, is limited. Now, Duryodhan, he had this, he knows that the only person that could kill him is Bhim. So Bhishma is on his side. His grandfather is Bhishma.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like calling on your ancestors for protection.
Yeah.
That's good. And that's definitely on a spiritual thing is that we know that there's the lineage, but we also have that ethereal and esoteric and metaphysical connection to the divine. So that
Yeah.
by calling them and asking for their strength and their courage, especially if they're great warriors or um just yeah, just that history, it's good to be able to have that. But I think I think does it say, and I could be wrong, is that another In this section, is it saying that that's a sign of a weakness because he was using it as a way of feeling like calming himself, or is he saying it in like in a general like I'm calling in my ancestors because I know only Bhima can kill me?
Yeah, I think it has to be the second one.
Okay. Okay. So then how does Duryodhana's arrogance blind him to reality?
How does Duryodhana's blindness? Can you repeat the
No,
question?
arrogance. Uh-huh. How does Duryodhana's arrogance blind him to reality?
Oh, do you have the answer?
It says Duryodhana boasts of his unshakable strength, completely unaware that he is standing on the side of unrighteousness. That's the answer. That he's unaware because his arrogance is blinding him to the fact that his actions or his past actions has been on the side of unrighteousness. So he really doesn't have that protection, that divine protection, correct?
Mm, yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to share with you, and I don't know if we're going to answer this now, but in the Lalita mantras and in the understanding of that, there was a part. Do you mind if I get it? Hold on one second. I'll cut this out. So we have the understanding that Krishna's consciousness, right? And that he's a supreme God, correct? And I had shared with you
Mm,
how I'm learning more about Lalita and the understanding that all the divine masculines actually contain her essence. So it's not like they are containing Krishna or the ultimate's essence. They're containing Devi's essence, Shakti essence within them, right? So there's whole new from this book. Okay. So this goes
mhm,
back to what I'm saying about when I was talking about his blind arrogance, right? And in this book, it's saying that God doesn't really, and this is going to twist all of what we're learning, is that like whether we're good or bad, yes, because we have the power to choose, that there's always consequences for those choices, right? But God isn't going to love one less than the other. Does that make
mm,
sense? So that just
mhm.
like
So either criminals and terrorists the same?
they're not the same because their actions are different.
Okay.
But what it's saying is the essence of the person. Hold
Mhm.
on a second. So so this is the paragraph that got me. It says so I wrote my own question. It says why good rewarded, evil punished and when not punished, okay? So
Mm,
you know how people ask why doesn't God punish the wicked, right? Because we
yeah.
feel that way. Okay, so it says,
Mm.
whether the Devi confers her blessings of abundance on the virtuous or visits misfortune on the wicked, she is simply upholding the Dharma within the sphere of dualistic perceptions of right and wrong.
So it's a balance. She's trying to
A-
balance it out.
Apart from the moral admonition that virtue is rewarded and evil doing is punished, an inescapable fact is that sometimes adversity is revealed through the hindsight to be a blessing in disguise. Even a Lakshmi may not be considered intrinsically bad. So it was going to say the Lakshmi is like where you have Lakshmi prosperity, and then Alakshmi meaning not having the prosperity. So the only time that we're able to compare the good and the bad is because of that dualistic perception, correct?
Mhm. Mhm.
But God doesn't really have that dualistic perception because all is good.
Yeah.
So even in this So even in this battle, it's like we're only looking at it from good and bad, righteous and wrong, right? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if we come out further than that, it's like it's not like that's does God really care? It's just like they're just having this experience to teach us.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no punishment.
Oh, it's just mind blowing. There's no punishment for the bad people. Mm.
And okay,
Mind blowing.
okay. So there's that. And then I was just hold on. This is me in my book. But I just stopped the other day because there's
Oh, you're highlighting.
my gosh,
Mm.
like half the book. But it's stuff like okay. So it says here, I don't know how I came to here, but I'm at the right page. It says to sum it up, evil can be defined as intentionally injurious and profaning. It inevitably invites punishment, right? Which is what we want. Like when somebody's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just as virtue invites reward. Correct? If you're
Mm-hmm.
very okay.
I'm
Either through
processing it. Mm-hmm.
either through the direct agency of a personal deity or through an impersonal intelligent process called karma. Divine justice and divine blessing alike purify and open us to greater awareness of the divine reality that is in the end benevolent toward all.
I am just speechless. I am speechless. I need that book and I need to read it like about 3 times. I'm gonna order it on Amazon today.
I'm telling you. I so many things make so much more sense.
It does. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like I just have to process it because this is new information for me, and I've never heard like a pandit or a priest say these stuff, or I've never read it myself anywhere. Thank you for sharing it with me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It came into my life last month and but the thing is, I know that I had to only get it last month. Like I had to learn all of this. Krishna had to come into my life a year ago, and Sarah wanting us to have this group to,
Mhm,
my desire was for us to connect through this, for sure, and for me to want to learn and get the Sanskrit in my tongue.
mhm.
So all of this was, be divinely orchestrated, but I'm telling you, it's like my heart is so like, ooh.
when you
And
when you when you, you form close bonds with God, the your chakra here, it opens, your knowledge opens, and more flows into you. Mhm.
that's a thousand petal lotus in Chinese acupuncture.
Mm.
It says a thousand, like it's infinite, but actually it's infinite. They only named it, but it's an infinite. And there's another word I think in Sanskrit that they will name it like a thousand, but it's an infinite. The term means infinite. I think that was another,
Is it Ekadashis?
probably. So you tell me about Ekadashi.
Ekadashi is a fasting that you would observe. So, for example, if you say a ram's name, it binds you closer. So, if you observe an Ekadashi, there's different Ekadashis every month, and you fast from different things, whether it's from grains or from fruits or from water for 24 hours. It's more opening. It's and beneficial to your body also.
Mm.
So you could research on it. Every month has a different Ekadashi.
I'll look at that, but I know that there's a lot more science, which we know Hindu, the Sanskrit has Ayurvedic medicine has and Chinese medicine are very similar. And even though
Mm-hmm.
people think it's weird and mystic, the science is proving the truth of what they already knew to the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are talking about, oh, intermittent fasting and oh, like water fast and fruit fast and vegetable fast. And the truth is in the science is that they're finding is that like by doing the 16 hour 12 to 16 hour and 18-hour fasting, you actually can repair the body depending on
Mm-hmm.
where your health is when you
Yeah.
start. You can
Yeah.
repair the whole body, like, yeah, for sure. But I don't know in regards, so I would think that by doing the fasting and clearing out gook from your system over time, for sure, this would open, but that it would also mean that you're vibrating, which is our
It's
connection.
on a different
You're
level. Yeah.
on a whole different level, so that at a cellular level, your cells are freer to be able to receive because that's all electrical transmission. So that's a whole other.
Mm. Yeah, but you could see it. Everything is holistic. It's connected.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Mm.
For sure. I am so grateful. Ria, that we are together and doing this. And I am so, so happy and even more grateful that you are allowing me to share this because it's, yes, I appreciate that. So thank
I'm
you.
going to read it and catch up with you. I'm gonna
Okay.
order today.
Okay, that'd be great. That'll be great. You'll get it. Oh, all right. So we're planning to meet next Thursday?
Yeah, at
All
8
right.
p.m.
And do you start back school? When do you?
I start summer around not next week, the other week. Summer
Okay,
classes.
good.
Hmm.
Week after. Wonderful. Okay. That's
Hmm.
good. All right. Well, if I hopefully I can run into you since I'm in the area. Hopefully I will catch up and run into. If not, next time.
And then no problem. We will meet. You will definitely meet. In the grace
Uh,
of God, you'll
and I'll hug you.
meet.
All right. You have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you so much.
You too. Enjoy
Uh,
your wedding weekend.
thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.